Peace, y'all. We're starting a new project. We're jumping right into the next one, right? The 250 project done and gone. We'll call this the CIK 125 project. We're just getting started. This is an old, I think it's the late 90s, maybe early 2000s Ren Speed. Originally done, I was done by Howie Idelson and a host of other people involved with it. But this particular cart came, I believe, with a YZ 125. Originally, I think the prototype stuff, from what I learned, was done by Tony Kart, and then eventually the production pieces made by CRG. They also do the SSC chassis, which looks very, very much like this one. That one came with the Kawasaki, a KX 125. They were sold in the respective motorcycle dealers. Also, I believe some kart shops maybe. But we got a hold of this one here. We paid $500 for this roller. Got it from a buddy of ours. No engine, no radiator, but everything else is there. And it's, let's be honest, it's butched. It's in bad shape. So we are completely revamping this thing. We are going to treat it with tender kindness, love and kindness, and we've already got a whole bunch of things you've seen, you know, over the past and the RPM updates. We've got motor, we've got pipe, we've got parts pieces for it. Our buddy Patrick McIntyre, who painted put an awesome paint job on that 250 cart we just delivered, has also got his hands in this. He's donated to us a radiator with the aluminum billet mounting system, a carburetor, a PWM carburetor. I'm not a pump around guy. And he is, so he bought a pump around carburetor and got rid of his PWM that he never used when he bought his first cart, was Parallel, and he donated that. I donated, folks. This doesn't cost nothing. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing out. Right now, what we're going to do is we're do a little repair to the chassis. I'm 2 or 3 days from going to closing on our new house. So we're not going to get too crazy in the old garage here. We're just trying to get things kind of aligned so when we get to the new place we can hit the ground running, right? We're going to have a lot of work to do in the shop there, and I'll bring you those updates as we get rolling and get going. But we're just trying to occupy our time, you know, and make positive steps until we get into the new place. So I'll bring you around and show you. Before we completely finish off with the 250 project, I've taken, last count, well over 130 photographs that I used for thumbnails. I took them to use them for thumbnails for the videos, and sometimes the light wasn't good, it wasn't right, it was blurry or whatever. But I saved all those pictures, and I have those all in a file. So maybe someday we'll get a website of our own. We can do forums there, or at least talk to other people, right? Since we're not doing the e-karting news thing anymore with our track day stuff, and we'll be able to post all the pictures from all the projects that we've done. I've got tons of pictures from the four-stroker, the Enduro laydown flathead, which was originally a Briggs Animal that didn't make it. Of course, the Yamadog over there, all the custom stuff we did on that. I got pictures and videos and all that stuff. I think I have a playlist for the vintage cart, but photos and stuff, I have them all on an external hard drive that I save all this stuff on. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting, really, I mean, look at me. I feel like I'm 50 pounds lighter, man. And I'm not knocking John or anything. It's just that thing took over a year, and it was a lot of my time, and I need to be devoting my time to my stuff and the stuff we're going to build up, drive, put a for sale sign on it, and get it into somebody's hands who can use it at a good price, right? So now we're really fired up about getting some of these things going. And once we get over to the big shop, we'll have individual bays for each project, and they'll all be running at the same time. And I'm so stoked, I can't wait to start showing you some of that stuff. Well, take a look at what we're doing here. I got her up on her side. Like I said, I got this go-kart from my buddy Larry Rumsey. He's had it for quite a while. I don't know if this happened when Larry had a hold of it, but this side doesn't seem so bad. But I'm sure it could have happened before Larry got it, or it could have been one of his heavy-handed buddies who do a little too much of this and too much of this, at the same time, and may have started tightening to helping Larry to, oh, well, let's adjust the chain, we'll tighten this down. And once the tube starts crushing, it feels like the bolt's not tight, and they just kept tightening it until they smashed the crap out of the frame. So we're going to fix this. There were two different ways to do this. We could actually cut it out, put some inside sleeves on it, right? Some inner sleeves that would move. Get them in there, drill holes first of all for plug welding. We'd stick the sleeves in, put our piece of tubing in place, move the sleeves through the plug welding holes if the line was here, move them into place, weld them, weld the plugs, all the plugs so everything's in place, then weld it all the way up, and then metal finish it. That sounds like a lot of freaking work, doesn't it? It is a lot of work. What we're going to do here, and I'm going to clean up the rest of the tubing on the top side just to make sure that there isn't any impressions. It doesn't feel like there's any dents in the top, but what we're going to do is remove all this paint just on these here, and then we'll put the calipers on it, right? We'll measure the calipers with the calipers, on the tube where we know it's not smashed, where it's like say here, and measure all the way around it, find out what size it is. And then we're going to measure, because we know these are peened out, we know these are smashed, and it kind of grew a little bit. So what we're going to do is try to heat this up a little and knock this high spot back down into place. Even if it isn't all the way down, we just want to get that knocked down a bit, because we don't want to just grind it and metal finish it. You're gonna take wall thickness out of the tube, right? And that's not good, especially with your motor mount vibrating and clamped on there. So we're gonna knock this down first, and then we're gonna fill all this with weld, little bit at a time, and a little bit, let it cool off, a little bit, let it cool off, hammer it down, do a little hammer time on it, and build it up with weld, and then metal finish it round again, and we'll measure it and make sure it's perfectly round, front and rear. Looks like it's only these two spots. This here all looks pretty good, but like I said, we'll get the paint off and we'll measure it. So this is the first bit before, we're not gonna tear the cart all apart, not just yet, until we get to the new place, because then I gotta pack everything in boxes and move it. Right now, we can just toss it in the trailer or toss it in the truck and run it over there, and all the parts and pieces are there. It wouldn't take but a couple of hours at the most to get this thing stripped right down to the frame, and then another couple hours probably or so with the blue Scotchy. The blue Scotch Brite is pretty coarse, and it really takes this stuff down in a hurry. And as you see, there's no sparks. It doesn't remove any metal at all. It cleans it up real nice, and it removes that paint. So I'm gonna get this thing leaned over, get the rest of this paint off, and start working on this. We got the kid cart we're gonna work on today. We're gonna cut the chain, get a chain guard on it, cut the chain, put the link in it, put oil and gas in it, see if it'll run today. Maybe we can bring you some of that in a different video. But just getting started on this. No, we're not going to heat the tubing up and try to do any hammering on it or anything, or any welding until tomorrow. But we want to get this in place. We want to try to get the kids' cart running today. I had to work on the wife's car. We had to put the trailer back, load a bunch of stuff in. So see, we just rearranged a bit. We're not going to bother cleaning this joint because we're going to be getting out of here. So really just kind of starting to look at what we got to do. All the loose stuff is we're just going to get boxes and right wall cabinet and load everything on, because I'll know when I open up the box, I'll know what was where. It looks like a lot of junk. Those are just a lot of cardboard boxes we accept stuff shipped to us in. So I know it looks like a lot of junk, but a lot of it's not going to go. A lot of stuff is going to go to the garbage. So that's it for Sunday the 23rd. New project. We're jumping right in with both feet. Come on in and jump on in with us. You know why? Because it's going to get better. It's going to get RPM. Hang in there, y'all. Godspeed. God bless. We're praying for you.